Hi guys, I wanted to take some time out and give a quick update on the Gemtech Mist-22 integrally suppressed 1022 barrel. So I still get questions about this quite often, and so my personal barrel is back on a gun and I've been shooting it. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of good shooting footage because I've just been having trouble getting to a range where I can shoot all by myself and get good video of the sound of the suppressor. The bottom line is, without the ports, this barrel has no ports at all now. Without the ports outside of the chamber, you're gonna get cracking, you're gonna get supersonic rounds, especially with like mini mags, things like that. Subsonic rounds are still as quiet as ever. Supersonic rounds crack almost every time. Every now and then you'll get one that doesn't. So that kind of sucks if you want it to be quiet. The upside is it's a lot easier to take apart and clean. I'm going to leave mine alone because I like the ease of maintenance that I get from not having the ports. I plan to tune this action to run with subsonic ammo. I'm going to get some lighter springs and try to get that going. Up to this point, it is not that way. It does not reliably cycle subsonic ammo, but I hope to get there soon. Probably update on that when I get around to it. So here's the big thing that people are asking me quite often is, should they get the barrel at all? And if they do get the barrel, or if they already have the barrel, do they want the ports, not want the ports, that kind of thing. So I've been able to find out through first-hand experience and a lot of testimony that if you have a barrel with the ports that are drilled about an inch and a half away from the chamber, that you're going to get a lot of cracking. It's going to be almost exactly the same as a barrel with no ports. If you have the ports right outside of the chamber, like directly right, it's threaded, and then you have a port, those are going to be really quiet. They're going to make almost any round subsonic. But if you do have one of the barrels with the ports further out, you basically have a non-ported barrel. It doesn't really give you the sound effect of the ports being really close to the chamber, and you still end up with a dirt issue that's not as bad as the close ports, but you still have to deal with it. So I know some people personally that have sent those types of barrels back to Gemtech to have them replaced with just non-ported barrels. And people seem to be happy with that. The latest that I'm hearing from Gemtech, and this is a little bit old at this point, it's a few months back, I've heard that Gemtech is now porting the barrels in some slightly different way, but they will port your barrel if you have a non-ported barrel or a ported barrel that you don't like. They will, basically start you over and port it the way that you want it. So if you do want a port right outside the chamber, they are doing that. And it also seems that they may be shipping new ones like that. I can't actually confirm that. Up to this point, I haven't been able to confirm that, but I have heard from people that new ones are coming with ports right outside the chamber, which is going to give you that subsonic effect with most ammo. I don't have any experience at all with the takedown model of the Mist-22 integrally suppressed barrel. I'd like to get some experience, but as of right now, I don't have any. Overall, my experience with this integrally suppressed barrel is that it's really cool if you think it's cool. I would almost push, especially if you're only going to have one suppressor or one suppressor for a 22, I would definitely suggest getting a standalone threaded, just a thread-on suppressor, and that way you can move it from host gun to host gun. You can put it on pistols, rifles. I already have that separately, so this, for me, I don't mind being dedicated to a 1022. But for a lot of people, I think people tend to get swept up in the cool factor and don't really think it out. And if you're not planning to own multiple suppressors, you may want to get something that can work on multiple host guns, just so it's a little more versatile. So in any case, I have been shooting this gun. At the moment, it has probably somewhere around 500, between 500 and 700 rounds through it. since it's been cleaned. It's also unfortunately been sitting for a little bit. I haven't cleaned it. I've kind of neglected it. So I'm gonna go ahead and open it up and kind of give you guys an idea of what it's like to crack one of these things open. So first off, I'm gonna get kind of close. Hopefully you can hear the sound. So this is the initial crack. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's a little gritty. Which is basically normal for this type of deal. So I'm gonna go ahead and thread it off. As you can see, I was able to break the threads by hand. I didn't pre-break these with any tool. And it was as snug as I used it to shoot with. So I was able to break the threads by hand, and it's coming right off. Before, when I had the port, this was not that easy. Alright, so now we're free. And there we go. So I'm not seeing a lot of crud in the threads. I know you're really not going to be able to see that real well. Not going to focus. Not a lot of crud in the threads or in the tube at all. You can see there's a good bit of nasty stuff because I've been neglecting it. And then coming up the baffles, just normal carbon buildup, nothing extreme. Down here by the threads, you can see there's a little, kind of a little pile of carbon there. Pretty loose stuff, comes right off, you push it right off. Almost nothing in the threads, which is the major advantage of not having ports. And you can see this one is completely portless. It's just a solid barrel. So overall, I'm happy with it. It was cool when I originally had the ported one, and it was quiet with mini mags and everything else. But I mean, it's just a matter of crack. And for me, either way, I was gonna tune this action to run something like CCI quiet. That's where I really want to be with it. So it's not a huge deal for me to lose the ports, and also it's not a huge deal if it's cracking with mini mags or some high velocity ammo. Not a real big deal to me. So at the end of the day, it's a personal choice. Hopefully this video helps a little bit with just general information. So if your port's right here, you'll have a real quiet barrel. If your port's right here, you'll have about the same as a non-ported barrel. And if you don't have ports, the whole thing's easier to take apart and clean. Well, take apart, I mean, the cleaning's going to be the same for either of them. The only difference is you're going to have more crud in the thread area if you do have a port. So that's it, guys. I hope that helps, and hope you have a good day.